Okay, so we're moving on to a new topic today, guys. It's called developments. I will have shown you a video at this stage about the introduction to it, and I think the most common example of a development is if you took a cornflakes box from your press at home and you basically flattened it out. If you basically made that 3D cornflakes box into a flat shape, it would involve 6 faces. You'd have 2 large, the front and the back of it, let's say, and you would have 4 little side pieces then, the top, the bottom, and left and right. Okay, but that's what we're going to do here today. The first question we're going to do is we're going to take this cube and we're going to flatten it. Okay, and again, I'd like to think of a real example when we're kind of starting out. So let's think of a dice. Dice is a cube, and we should all know as well that a dice has 6 sides. Okay, so even though I can only see 3 here, 1, 2, 3, I know that there's also 3 at the back. There's a 1 around here, there's a 1 at the back here, and there's 1 at the bottom. Okay, so basically what I have to do is redraw these squares down here, and they need to be in a continuous, basically, train. So that if I wanted to make a cube, I could cut it out, fold it together, use a little bit of sticky tape, and I would have a paper cube. Okay, so look, let's start with 1. Let's draw 1 square first of all. Now, there's only one measurement we need to know for a cube because all the sides are going to be the same, and I know that one of my sides is 40 mil. So I'm going to measure 40 mil and draw my cube. Now, don't do any heavy lines just yet. We will leave that until the end. Okay, so let's just say that's my square 1. I have it done here now. Okay, let's do another one. Again, remember, I have to keep it joined together. Okay, so I know that that's 40 mil, so I've just made the lines a little bit longer, and now I can measure my 40 mil again. Okay, and there's my box 2. And I keep going. Okay, so let's go another one. Okay, so there's another 2 boxes I'm after drawing really quickly. 3 and 4. Okay, I know I have 2 left. Now, if I was to cut this out, if I had 1, 2, 3, 4 and kept going 5, 6 and cut it out, I wouldn't actually be able to make a cube. I'd be able to make some sort of hexagon shape. So you need to have a little bit of practicality about it as well. You need maybe a cube out to the right here and a cube to the left, or not a cube, sorry, a square. Okay, and again I'm using my 40 mil because I know I'm remembering it is still a cube, so all my sides are 40 mil. Okay, and there is my box 5 and there is my box 6. Now, that is my shape done. Now I'm going to go over the outline heavy. Okay, so what I mean by the outline is basically the perimeter of my shape in heavy. Okay, so my perimeter is done heavy. These lines here, these are what we call fold lines, because if I cut out my perimeter and I wanted to make my cube, I would have to bend along these lines in order to make it a cube. Okay, and we represent fold lines like one long dash, a small one, a long dash, a small one, a long one, a dash, and a small one, like that. Okay, now the only thing you have to remember is you have to start with a long line and finish on a long line. Okay, and you need to do them on all your fold lines. Okay, and they represent our fold lines in developments. Okay, now the only other thing I want to say before I end this video is this is correct, but there are other alternatives you could have that are also correct. We could have had, you know, 4 squares like this, like we had at the start, and we could have our box to the left here, and we could have had our box to our right over here. Or we could have had it, you know, 4 long ones again, and it could have been one to the left here and one to the right here. It still would form the same shape. All 3 are perfectly correct. So it doesn't matter. If you want to copy me, that's perfect. If you do one of these, or there's other various ones as well, if you want to do them, you can do them. But basically, the only way you can be wrong is if you have to, you know, if it doesn't fold into the 3D shape that you were given. Okay? So you need to think logically as well. Sometimes it might even be better to just practice on a piece of paper, cut it out and see if you're right. But that's up to you. Okay, so that is a development of that shape.